Hello, Dota2 fans. Chicago Ted coming right back to you with Statsman Sir Rabbit Koala back for a Game 2 between the seemingly bannerless Quap on Pop and Bait Masters. So, right as this is the stream is getting going, let's go ahead on into 5 seconds remaining. Let's make sure my music's off. I'm sorry if any of you like Stairway to Heaven, but let's go right into the draft here. And it looks like my hotkeys are messed up again. There we go. Okay, so ducking into the draft again for Game 2 of this Best of 2 series. And as it stands right now, another mind game coming out from first pick as they duck into reserve time. So, I guess I have to announce that, yeah, I don't think my fantasy team is actually doing all that well, unfortunately. I'm being beat out by a Rabbit Koala, who's beating me by 20 points, and I am upset now. So remember, in the chat section, in the comment section of the impending Dota 2 post, or Reddit Dota 2 League subreddit post, be sure to post your fantasy league scores. That way, 1, I can see who watched, and 2, I can see how you guys are doing. And I'm really interested in figuring that out. Unfortunately, not too many of you guys are on the Twitch right now. I really love if you guys have joined the live stream because I love chatting with you guys. But then again, with a 2-minute delay, it is kind of hard. I understand, but they're still typing, and I can still read what you're saying. But I love that interaction, you know. Anyway, I've been delaying this talking about the draft too much. What is there to say? Okay, well, it looks like Quap are gonna ban out the Weaver this time. So, Bait Masters, they did fairly well with the Weaver in the last game, although not as snowballing as they hoped. Again, they had a very snowballing lineup to hopefully counter what would be the mid-game prowess that Quap on Pop had. Unfortunately, they didn't get off the ground early enough, and Quap on Pop gonna pick up the Visage again. So as I was saying, banning out the Weaver and banning out the OG, 2 heroes that they don't want to fight right now. Meanwhile, Bait Masters, they're saying, okay, you guys messed us up with a Bat Rider last game. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to get rid of the Nyx. So, they might be trying to run a babysitted safe lane, and there we go. Lifestealer, a safe laner that really needs to be babysat. And if you don't have Sentry Wards up, he can go down really quickly to the Nyx's burst Vendetta damage, and the stun coming out before he can pop Rage. So, a very good Nyx is a very good hero against any safe lane carry that needs space, that needs to be babysit. Carries like Anti-Mage, carries like Lifestealer, carries like Phantom Lancer. All those can fall very heavily to a Nyx Assassin. So definitely one of those heroes that you want to get out if you're running something like that. And right now, they're going again for a kind of a later game prowess, and they're going for push this time. So they saw in the last game that they wanted that they didn't have quite the split push to punish Quap on Pop's 5-man. So this time they're going for the split push in the form of a Nature's Prophet. But right now, Quap on Pop with the Lone Druid pickup is going to have a split push of his own. So, not entirely sure what their plan is here, what the plans are going to be, but Lone Druid, definitely a good pickup, and with a Visage in the lane is going to be one heck of a fight for Bait Masters. So, if I were to make a prediction, I would say Bait Masters are going to pick up a Bane. Bane, a very good mitigator for the Lone Druid's Bear. If the Lone Druid's Bear can't do damage, then the Lone Druid is pretty much useless. I mean, you still have the Entangle, which still does damage over time. And instead, they're gonna go for the Shadow Demon's gonna get banned out. So a hero that does fairly good against the Lifesteal, they're gonna go ahead and ban it out. Meanwhile, Bait Masters get rid of the Keeper of the Light. So they're saying Bait Masters, actually, that's a very good ban. Because right now, they want to get rid of counter split push. And a typical item for the Keeper of the Light is that Boots of Travel. And Keeper of the Light is able to burst down entire waves without much trouble. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bait Masters take out Keeper of the Light and take out a Tinker hero. And Quap on Pop gonna remove the puck. So we might see a hero like a Storm Spirit or a Magnus out on Quap on Pop. But just like that, the Dragon Knight being banned out and the Darkseer being put in. Another good pushing hero, that Ion Shell, able to push waves rather fast. So far though, not really set lanes. You could run the Nitrous Prophet in the jungle, but if, in my opinion, they would probably run it mid with a Darkseer in the off lane, or even in the safe lane, with a Lifestealer either offensive or defensive tri-lane. I imagine they're going to defensive tri-lane because that Shadow Demon was taken out. If the Shadow Demon was still in it, the offensive tri-lane would be smart, and they can still do it if they pick up something like a Bane. But instead, it looks like Quap on Pop going to grab the Bane right out under their feet. So I would imagine a Bane would be a smarter pickup than Darkseer, because right now Bait Master's lineup doesn't obviously scream Darkseer. Meanwhile, when you pick up a Lone Druid, you almost assume that the other team is going to instantly pick the Bane. So, Quap on Pop, mitigating a little bit of that Lone Druid counter.
10 seconds remaining.
And definitely something good coming out from that.
5 seconds remaining.
Bait Masters, you gotta pick up another hero, probably a babysitter for the Lifestealer, and in the form of a Jakiro. That's a really smart pick. Another fairly good pusher with his Liquid Fire is able to put procs of damage over time on creep waves, entire creep waves, and overall he's got a fairly good push. Not the fastest, but not the slowest. And Quap on Pop are going to pick up another Windrunner. Rather, they're going to pick up the Windrunner. So, if I were to make a guess, Bait Masters would pick up a Leshrac. Just a guess.
10 seconds remaining.
Not entirely sure.
5 seconds remaining.
So, with 5 seconds remaining on the last ban for Bait Masters, we're just yet to see what they're going to pick up. I imagine it'll be another Respect ban, but they could pick up a mid hero. Or could ban a mid hero. Maybe a Storm Spirit. Actually, Storm Spirit would be rather devastating. No! Storm Spirit would be a pretty good pickup for Bait Masters. Run the Nature's Prophet in the jungle, Darkseer off lane, Jakiro Lifestealer in the safe lane, and put the Storm Spirit in the mid. If you've got a hero that can play Storm Spirit, oh man! That could be a very difficult thing to deal with, because a Lifestealer investing the Storm Spirit can instantly ball lightning in and catch any hero out. In fact, the Lone Druid, who's typically a hero that's alone, you catch Lone Druid out, Nature's Prophet TP's in, that's a dead Lone Druid. That's a dead anyone. In fact, you can even kill 2 heroes with that lineup. Even if the Bane was there. Well, the Bane Fiend scripts one of them, well then the other 2 are there just beating on your Lone Druid. What's the Bane gonna do? You're channeling Fiend's Grip, which is inevitably going to get raged out by the Lifestealer, so you're not doing too much damage through that. So, instead, Bait Masters ban out the Queen of Pain, so they could very well be going for the Storm Spirit. In fact, I think it'd be very smart for Quap on Pop to ban it out right here and right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Instead, they're going to ban out the Rurik. So either Magnus or Storm Spirit going to come out from Bait Masters right now. Darkseer can set up the Magnus RIP. Jakiro can build off of that. Lifestealer with Magnus's Cleave could do very well. Or again, you could do the Storm Spirit, who will initiate very well. So, 2 very good options for them. We'll just see which one they pick. And then they go for the Viper.
Radiant team pick.
Not really sure what the reasoning is there, but the damage over time with the poison, actually a fairly good pickup versus the Lone Druid Bear. The damage over time going to prevent him from TPing out with a Lone Druid's skill, and the slow from the ultimate going to help his team chase him out. The Ion Shell from the Darkseer. So this could be very well a bear killing lineup. But Quap on
10
Pop
seconds
gonna be able to
remaining.
punish that very well. Viper doing
5
very good
seconds
versus
remaining.
melee heroes, but Lone Druid kind of shrugging off any real
Reserve time.
melee counter. And they're gonna pick up the Storm Spirit themselves. Alright, so going into this game, I'm really liking Quap on Pop's draft, and I'm thinking Bait Masters are gonna have a little bit of trouble unless they get rolling early and then force the issue with split pushes. But with a hero like Storm Spirit, Nature's Prophet can't be alone at all. Not really feeling good for what Bait Masters have to offer here. But we'll just have to wait and see. Guys, this is Chicago Ted casting Game 2 of Bait Masters versus Quap on Pop. Quap on Pop taking Game 1. Bait Masters looking for revenge right here. So to announce the teams, we have P. Diddy on the Viper. Locke playing the Lifestealer. Arthur Dane on the Jakiro. Donkey Punch punching away on the Darkseer. And Bangarang on the Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, on Quap on Pop, we have Thrawn on the Bane. Sunfire Storm, the stand-in on the Visage. Levaquin, the dominating Shadow Fiend, playing Storm Spirit. Rick, the stand-in on the Windrunner. He played the Windrunner last game as well, so Hawk gonna play on the Lone Druid. So again, for those of you joining me, thank you for taking the time away from the epicness of the TI3 matches to join me
To battle.
for these Reddit Dota 2 League Best of 2s. I promise you, there have been some fairly decent games coming out from these, so don't discount these guys just yet. I just want to write something here, just to see if it works. There we go. Hello! I can do it too.
Battle
Anyway,
begins.
so it looks like Thrawn gonna get a little bit caught out by Arthur Dane Donkey Punch, but not too much. Lifestealer gonna grab the Invis. So a Lifestealer with an Invis rune with that point blank infest, or sorry, that point blank open wounds, is gonna be one hell of an initiator. So right now, we see this very same kind of tri-lane. The Visage with the Windrunner, only switching out the Bane this time. Meanwhile, again, solo offlaner versus solo offlaner. This time it's a Lifestealer versus a Lone Druid. I'm not really liking the Lifestealer's odd chances in this matchup. Jakir doing a great job pulling, and Bangarang's gonna be jungling. And it's going to be Storm Spirit versus Viper. Actually, Storm Spirit sitting at a pretty heavy disadvantage earlier on in this game until he gets Ball Lightning. As, well, P. Diddy should be orbing out Queen Levaquin whenever he gets the chance. In fact, there was an orb that he could have used right there. There was an orb that he could have used right there. Orb. I'm not sure last hitting is as important on the Viper at this stage in the game. Force the Storm Spirit off the lane, and you've got plenty of last hitting potential. If you orb it, they're not going to attack you. Just a quick tip, remember, orb effects, which are any skills that augment, like they're auto cast, but they'll augment your auto attacks. You can orb them, and they count as spells. They do not draw creep aggro, so you can be sitting behind the creep wave and using it on enemy targets, and it won't draw aggro. Passives like Liquid Fire do, though, so be careful with that. So right now, Baymaster's pushing in top wave a little bit. Although, Lone Druid doing the very same. And Locke getting some good free farm here. As he's last hitting underneath his tower, and it looks like aggression coming on the top lane, but not really securing any kills. In fact, Donkey Punch are going to be able to shrug off most of this harass, as he's a naturally tanky hero, 700 damage with 6 armor in the early game. And with an item like the Ring of Regen, it's going to help him out a lot with 3.2 regen in the early game. So not only is he not taking a lot of damage, but he's shrugging most of it off with regen. And Hawk getting open wounds up, but the bear body blocking just enough. He's going to be diving under tower for this kill, though. I'm not sure it's smart. And in fact, the body block from the bear going to make him take a lot of damage. He's regaining all of it back, though, with his feast, which is just what he wants to do. Looks like Storm Spirit grabbing a double damage rune. He does have the static link, the electric vortex rather. Static link is the Razor's item. Mock just doing a good job CSing. He's sitting at 11-0. The Lone Druid's 11-2. So Lone Druid overall is winning the engagement, but not by a lot. Only 2 CS. And Levaquin doing what he can is in fact harassing P. Diddy a lot. He does have his bottle up, so P. Diddy is going to have to stay back. One electric vortex. And in fact, even an auto attack is doing plenty of damage. One electric vortex, and this is a very dead Viper. And he should be orbing him rather often, but he's not. So, 2 heroes roaming, rotating bottom. They want to pick up this Lifestealer before he becomes scary. He's diving fast behind the tower, but the good Entangle coming out. But he's going to be in a very bad position if the another Entangle comes out. Right now, the Bane is sitting behind. He doesn't have Fiend's Grip, but he does have Nightmare. No more Rage Out on the Lifestealer. He's caught way ahead. He needs to Rage Out right now, but the Nightmare coming out. He's got to Rage right as it comes out, but he's going to get it. Unfortunately, the blocks and the auto attack's going to do plenty of damage. The Soul Assumption does hit, but it isn't what gets the kill. In fact, Bane going to grab First Blood. The trees are quaking indeed in fear as Lifestealer, the hero you don't want to die, going down to a 3-man gank out bottom. And with no ward vision, they didn't really know that he was gone, but right now, Baitmasters should have known. They saw that 2 heroes weren't up top. It was just a Windrunner. Where could those supports be? Well, the supports are in ganking your bottom lane. And unfortunately, with a level 1 Rage, it's not going to last long enough, but the auto attack damage was enough anyway. And it looks like Levaquin taking a lot of damage in the mid lane. He's actually going to get the return kill out on the Viper, despite the gank coming in. Unfortunately for the Viper, that's not what you want to do. Storm Spirit is a very good snowballing hero. And you're going to get more XP and gold, or more XP off of a solo kill than you are the Viper is with 2 heroes there. So Storm Spirit inevitably getting the benefit off this lane. Lock. A little bit discouraged now. He's sitting back, and it looks like they've morphed into a tri-lane here on the bottom lane. Visage pulling, denying Lifesteal a lot of farm, so adding insult to injury. Lifestealer not only not able to get the farm, well, not only dying, but now he's not going to be able to get the farm he needs. Maybe a pickup on the bear could fix that, and it looks like Levaquin getting a solo kill out on the Jakir. Did add the ball lightning to secure that kill. And all in all, not a good position for Baitmasters to be in. It's 3-1 right now at 6 minutes. And even though they have a slight advantage, it's pretty much dead even. And that dead evenness is coming from this Nature's Prophet, who's jungling. And at 7 minutes, it is getting very close to his Midas. A little bit of insight as to what happened in on the mid lane as he went down. So Viper getting a little bit of a misplay here. Should be orbing. You can cast orb or cast your auto attack out, and he should be doing that much more often. It's only 20 mana, and it'll help out a lot. Meanwhile, looks like Jakiro getting caught out by the Visage, by the Bane, with the Nightmare. Gonna keep him in place as that Ice Path comes in, and Levaquin able to go in, get the static ball, or ball lightning in. And P. Diddy taking a lot of damage, isn't using his orb at all. Instead using his ult, and Sunfire Storm taking a lot of damage, but Locke going on, infesting on the Nature's Prophet, and Levaquin out of mana, but uses bottle to get out. They probably should have targeted out the Storm Spirit in that engagement. Visage probably could have gone down to the Viper alone. And there's the Storm Spirit's boost. He stayed alive in that engagement. They got a kill. Storm Spirit getting a solo kill. No, not even, I don't think he was able to secure the kill on a Viper. Never mind. So it looks like Viper has to time his abilities just a little bit more. Should be using his poison attack more. That damage over time and that slow is absolutely devastating to any hero that relies on movement speed. And even with Ball Lightning, you still got to run some of the time or else your mana is going to deplete completely. And if your mana is gone and you're slow, then the enemy team can catch up really fast. And with a hero like Lifestealer who's going race car build, that's exactly what you don't want. Lone Druid catching out the Darkseer. This is when Darkseer starts falling off to a Lone Druid, and he's rotated in to try to lane against him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Here comes the Storm Spirit with a Haste Rune. Ice Path getting dodged out by Levaquin just barely. The Electric Vortex bringing him right in, and there's 4 heroes in to secure that kill. The ping out on Locke. He should have seen that gank in. He knows he's trying to phase boost out. And it looks like Storm Spirit isn't going to go in for that kill.
Radiant's middle tower is
Probably
under
could have
attack.
easily gotten it too. Instead, Storm Spirit going to go back on into the mid lane. The ping's coming out on the Viper. They knew the Viper is coming in. Lone Druid hasn't gotten any of that. And Lifestealer just farming up the jungle. So both heroes are heading off onto the side. They're saying, okay, they know we're here. Let's push the tower. And they see that Lone Druid's there. They're going to die behind tower. There's just a TP in. And in fact, Nature's Prophet got a TP in to the trees. And they've got him slowed. But how much damage can they do? Bangarang taking a lot from Storm Spirit in the back lines. And Bangarang gonna fall. Donkey Punch soon to follow. But Hawk gonna fall as well. Donkey Punch ends up staying alive. So that's a Nature's Prophet for a Lone Druid, and in my opinion, a fairly good trade. Nature's Prophet does have his Hand of Midas up, so not losing out too much in that engagement. And Locke just free farming up the top. So Nature's Prophet actually sitting at the top of the GPM, not the top of the net worth, but is up in position 2. Or no, Viper's in position 2. So all in all, in a better position that they were. Baitmasters still have the advantage. They just got to keep that advantage, keep the Lifestealer farming, and here comes Rick, popping the Rage to dodge out the Shackle shot, but he sees his multiple heroes in. He doesn't have a TP scroll, so the Rage can't get him out. He's got to just sit in the jungle. No, the 3 heroes backing off. No TP support in for him just yet, but he's saying he doesn't need it. The ping's coming out for the Nature's Prophet. Storm Spirit not close to going on him. Does find an Invis Rune. You get the smoke
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
to dodge the ward, and an Invis Storm Spirit gonna pull out a solo kill on P Diddy. Ice Path, but too late, as the final attack does fly and is able to pick up the kill. And Storm Spirit with 2 more bottle charges and a Arcane boost. They're going to be able to pick up the kill on the Nature's Prophet really fast. Nightmare securing it up. Kamehameha on the Satyr Tormentor. Unfortunately though, Bangarang panicking out a little bit. Probably should have put the trees around himself and TP'd out, but instead not able to do too much with that. And looks like Storm Spirit going to get a quick disconnect from this game. As of right now, 8-4 at 11 minutes. And it looks like Quap on Pop, for the first time in this game, well, okay, I'll say it word this way. For the first time in this game, taking a significant lead over Baitmasters. And here comes Quap on Pop, Levaquin joining back into this game. Quick pause, quick return. And we resume at 12 minutes into the game. Game 2 between Quap on Pop and Baitmasters. And Levaquin picking up his It's point booster. Lone Druid though, his bear getting hit by a little bit of damage over time. One more attack, but bear is able to teleport back. Return is the skill. And Jakiro picking up a double damage. Looks like an aggression going in on the top bottom tier 1 tower. As Viper getting surged back behind is going to drop everything out on this Lone Druid, but going to get trapped in between the bear. Fortunately for him though, the trees, the sprout pulling him back on the other side, but Bangarang, 2 heroes rotating in, but they're going to be able to make quick work of these 2 heroes. The wall coming down, Thrawn going down, as well as the Visage. They're going to be able to take a tier 1 tower. So Viper getting a double kill. Lifestealer almost getting a solo kill out on the Windrunner in the top lane. And the mid tier 1 should be able to be defended really easily. Well, granted the Storm Spirit doesn't ball behind. And take out the Jakiro. But, just like that, drums out on the Lifestealer. So his movement speed is going to be climbing rather quickly. And they're going to spot out the familiars. Are they going to go for the kills on the familiars? Viper says, okay, drop your familiars back. We're going to go for the tier 2. And a few auto attacks for the stun coming out. And the second stun is going to land. No, it is not. So both heroes able to get out rather right quick. And the top tier 1 is going to take some aggression from Lifestealer and from Nature's Prophet. So with a TP in from the Storm Spirit though, this could mean trouble. The ball lightning in into the rage. But Bangarang is the target. Put a Sprout. He doesn't have a TP for 22 seconds, so he can only run away. But unfortunately, the Nightmare is going to fall on him. Locke has no choice but to try to defend him. Unfortunately for him, though, his other choice is, he does have another choice, and that is to run. He's actually going to figure that out. He's going to run away. Mid tier 1, though, going to be the fall, so a Nature's Prophet for mid tier 1. The TP's in. Familiar not catching anyone. And Storm Spirit using his teleport does have another one up, though. Tier 1 mid going down, tier 1 bottom going down. All tier 1's up on the side of Baitmasters. And it's 9-7 at 14 minutes. And it's going into Baitmasters' lead again. This is one hell of a sine wave if I've ever seen one on the XP graph. And the gold graph though, it's sitting 4K in favor of Beastmasters, and that's because of that Nature's Prophet jungling and that jungling with that Hand of Midas. And it looks like Viper going for a Manta style. So giving him some armor, giving him some move speed, giving him some attack speed and damage. And is overall going to make him a lot more powerful in this fight. Viper, one of the tankier heroes. And can, again, his punishment against the melee heroes, even though Lone Druid, as I said, can shrug off most anti-melee, he can't shrug off all of it. And Viper, if he's tanking up very well, then there's no way that Lone Druid can shrug off what Viper can deal out, especially with a corrosive skin. Unfortunately, though, it's only 1% up. At full on, that 25%, that 25 damage over time is a lot to deal with. It looks like Donkey Punch gonna find Sunfire Storm. Meanwhile, Windrunner putting some damage on the top. Grave Chill out on Donkey Punch, but not a lot of damage to Soul Assumption. Only at one point. Although the Bane was there. The Fiend's Grip dropping. Is there another power shot? No. Locke could get away. In fact, he does infest. He does get away. And the Soul Assumption out on the creep. The Brain Sap going out on Donkey Punch, but not a lot of damage. And Viper and Nature's Prophet and Jakiro put some aggression on the bottom mid tier 2, and that's going to fall. Meanwhile, mid top tier 1 is going to be the trade, but a tier 2 for the tier 1 certainly is not a trade. Not a trade I would take, at least. And in fact, top tier 1 is still up. It's going to drop right now, though. They're going to put some aggression on the tier 3, but they're not going to get it. Bottom tier 1. Going to be defended, and that's a good amount of free farm for the Lifestealer, who's getting very close to his Armlet of Mordigian. Looks like Visage going right back in. They want to defend this top tier 1. It's their only tier 1 left. They've only gotten one tier 1. And the lane they want the advantage in is the one that they have all their towers. And in Weaver's, Visage's defense, the Lifestealer wasn't even close. He probably had it auto-casted on Lifestealer or something like that and missed auto-casted on the creep. But he wouldn't have had the range for it anyway on the Lifestealer. And judging by the damage it did to the creep, I'm pretty sure the Lifestealer could have gotten away with a few health. But, of course, disjoining the ultimate from the Viper on the Storm Spirit, that would have been a dead Storm Spirit. As that Viper has a haste rune, there are no tier 1 towers, or no tier mid towers to duck underneath. That Storm Spirit wouldn't have been able to ball away fast enough. And it looks like Lifestealer, I guess the range is there, but the Ice Path protecting him for another day. Familiar's getting caught in an ice cube, but still flying. They are magic immune for the most part. And double ion shell. They're not giving up on this mid lane. They're going full on push, and with a TP in from Visage, they can probably get the kill on him. In fact, they're gonna. One more attack and they get the kill. Windrunner trying to do something about it, but is not able to. And Visage TPing in a little too far ahead. So 9 for 9 at 18 minutes, and we look at the golden XP graphs. And Baitmasters looking at the lead that Quappa Pop had and just saying no. Turn it right around, and they're sitting at 4k gold and 3k experience. Exactly what they want to do right now. So, and then here comes Bangarang on the top towers. The pings to defend coming out. No, the pings to attack coming out. And a lot of TPs were just used on the side of the Radiant. So if anyone to come in, it would be the Storm Spirit. And just like that, like clockwork, Storm Spirit comes in, goes in, takes a look at Bangarang, but Donkey Punch is here to defend. And gets an Ion Shell, double Ion Shell to do damage, but a little bit of a misclick by Bangarang as he keeps, puts in the Sprout. And Storm Spirit does get the deny on the tower, but on all said and done, there are only 2 outer towers left for Quappa Pop. Even a deny won't save you against the severe gold advantage that Baitmasters do get from tower kills alone. So, Quappa Pop, Hawk has to take a quick pause here. And we're sitting 19 minutes into game 2 of this best of 2 series between Baitmasters and Quappa Pop, and we're going right back into the game right away. Bangarang and P. Diddy throwing out the G's. Only other time you'll see that is at the end of the game. But I believe I've made that joke before. If you can call it really a joke. Maybe a failed attempt at a joke at best. And here comes Lifestealer getting some good farm. Still doesn't have his oh, okay. I say he still doesn't have his Armlet Mordigian, but there he goes. Accessorizing up really fast. He's going to have that stylish piece of armlet wear rather soon. And that's going to be big for Baitmasters. That's going to make him be able to take fights a lot more than usual. And up next for him is probably the Basher. And once that Basher comes out, heroes like this Storm Spirit are no longer safe. Storm Spirit does pick up the Bloodstone, but in my opinion, an Orchid would be better. It does give some mana regen, but it also gives a good active in the form of a silence. And when you've got a silence plus a damage amp after the duration, almost no one can survive that gank. Bloodstone's still a good item, gonna allow him to move around the map really fast, and in fact, he's gonna go in. You know, oh, brilliant Shackle out on P. Diddy, catches the line, but the Ice Path keeping him alive. The wall, the Mantis Owl doing plenty of damage, and a disjoint out for the, no, the Courier gonna go down. There's no mana left for Lesquin. The power shot is off mark, and one hero falling. And that's the Bane, and the Visage short to follow. Viper. I said he was a tanky hero. We see just how much of a tank he is. Bangarang TPing behind enemy lines. He does have an infested Lifestealer, and they're going to go right in for the mid lane. In fact, they can probably catch out the Windrunner right here, right now, and they're going to go for it. They find the Windrunner. They get the They get the Treants. They don't find the Windrunner. They don't know she's there. They instead steal the big creep, and Lifestealer is just wasting time. There we go. TP in to the Lone Druid. The Invis from the Shadow Blade. There they go. The Infest coming out, but there's no stun. There's no stun. The Sprout actually saving him. He probably would have gotten away anyway. And it looks like that magic resistance from Viper, making him a better mid up against Storm Spirit than I would have thought initially. But this bottom tier 2 gonna take a lot of damage. So we definitely need to see a Basher come out from the Lifesteal, and maybe a Hex from Bangarang. Here comes the Fiend's Grip. There's no stun to destroy it, only killing. But here comes the Rage, and they're doing plenty of damage. Hawk taking chunks out of the health. The mech keeping him alive for a little bit. Storm Spirit going behind enemy lines, gonna take out a little bit of aggression on Bangarang, gonna do plenty of damage. But the Ice Path keeping Storm Spirit at bay, and it looks like Lifestealer, brilliant shackle out, gonna put him down. And Bane, only one to fall. Lifestealer and Nature's Prophet, the return kills. P Diddy taking some damage from from Storm Spirit, from Levaquin. And not the best engagement coming out from them. They didn't have the Wall of Replica, they didn't have all their spells. And instead, they're gonna put the shackle out on the Darkseer, but it's not gonna be the real one. So tier 2 stays alive, but the courier still is down. And Nature's Prophet, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for an item like a Hex or a Orchid to try to deal with the Storm Spirit. One way to kill a Storm Spirit is to kill his ability to TP out. And a few ways to do that. You can get an Orchid, you can even get a Diffusal Blade. We look at Nature's Prophet, and I believe he's an agility hero. So a Diffusal Blade would be very good on him. In fact, you know what? I'm going to start building Diffusal Blade on Nature's Prophet, see how it works. Anyway, Storm Spirit TPing in, trying to do some damage, and in fact, getting the double. But not able to secure either kill. He's going to back away. Double damage being spotted out in the bottom lane by the Visage. No one really going. Prophet is an intelligence hero. Still good. Diffusal Blade buffs intelligence, so. Looks like, Lifestealer trying to get to the double damage. He does end up getting it. Do the stuns. It looks like P Diddy going behind with his ultimate. They could probably take this fight. No, not with the familiars to stun. They could probably take out the bear rather quick, actually, but Storm Spirit pushing rather top lane. He's got an Ogre, Robe of the Magi. He's got an old Talisman. Looks like he's going for an Orchid. We'll see with the next item coming in. It's just a TP scroll. And Lifestealer going in for the bottom lane. So I again wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a Basher from this point on. And P Diddy got an Ogre Club, got a point booster. He's going for Aghanims. What is Aghanim's upgrade? Scepter mana cost. It takes the mana cost down 50. It makes the cooldown 12. And it ups the cast range to 900. So that's almost an... You can do that every couple of auto attacks. You can launch the ulti. So, one hell of an Aghanim Scepter upgrade. And they're going to go ahead and smoke into Roshan. There was a Sentry Ward out, but there is a regular ward. And I think the Sentry was just to spot it. No, it might just be outside range. Yep, it's outside of the range. So... Unfortunately, though, the smoke going to put them in. Is the Visage going to scout it out? Great game sense by the Visage. The auto attack. The Visage never actually put it in, but they do have the flying vision. And Locke taking a lot of damage from this from Roshan. Are they going to be able to take it out? Top tower goes down. And Roshan taking a lot of damage. They're going to get the Aegis, but at what cost? Locke taking a lot of damage. They're doing damage to the familiars, but Locke getting Fiends gripped up. And Levaquin taking a few kills, but unfortunately, not able to do too much in this fight. P Diddy doing a lot more than him. And Donkey Punch taking a lot of damage to Wall of Replica. Doing plenty of work in here. And Hawk trying to walk away, but getting sprouted up He's gonna go for the TP. Is there enough damage? There is not enough damage. Bangarang taking damage from the bear. And Vacuum trying to do what he can, but at this point, P. Diddy can do plenty to him. No, there are no stuns. You can probably just go ahead and go on the familiar though, and that's what he's gonna do. That's 100 gold for him. And he's 1,000 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter. And not only that, Darkseer picking up a Pipe of Insight. What's that gonna block? Power Shot, Soul Assumption, nearly everything that Storm Spirit can throw at you. So Pipe, a very good item to have. And stacking on top of the 40% magic resistance on P. Diddy is going to help him out a lot in this fight. So guys, stick around because I'm going to be having a post-game interview with our very own Quappa Pop Levaquin. So we're going to be talking about Game 1, Game 2 of this series, what the picks, how they decide the picks, how they decide the bans, and overall their strategies in these games and how they felt about it. So stick around if you're on the live stream. If you're in Dota TV, head on over. The live stream is twitch.tv/Chicago__Ted. That's all lowercase Chicago__Ted. You can go ahead and catch the live stream post-game interview right after this cast. And it looks like the Infest out on Hawk. There is no stun yet. Do they get the final attack off? No, the Shackle finishing off the final few attacks. And instead, it looks like the Feed's Grip on the Life Stealer. The Nature's Prophet going down just attacks. And they're turning around that initiation. And a double kill for Levaquin. Very good play, and that's his Orchid. Or very close to. And there's Donkey Punch sitting up on the top lane. And Levaquin, full mana, in perfect position to do whatever he wants. And instead is going to jungle a little bit. Picks up another Oblivion Staff and is very close to his Orchid, about 200 away. And Darkseer is going to back off. So Terra advantage is all but gone for Baitmasters. And they've had some pretty bad ganks, or pretty unsuccessful rather. They were good ganks, but they were unsuccessful. And winning a little bit at the Roshan pit, but not as much as they would have liked. They're relying a lot on this Viper, who does pick up his Aghanim Scepter. So if the first one gets disjointed by the Storm Spirit, you still have the second and third that are bound to come out in the team fight. And if any hero is gonna drag the team fight on, it's gonna be this Viper. And Storm Spirit putting a lot of aggression on the top tower. They still need to get some sort of a bash out. And with a Javelin pickup on Lifestealer, they're about 1,000 gold away, 800 gold away from picking up the full on Basher. Familiars going out into the out of sight, out of mind. Levaquin gonna get caught out a little bit by Donkey Punch, but he's gonna do plenty of damage to him. In fact, the Orchid, but the Pipe of Insight coming out. He's gonna be able to Ball of Lightning right on out of here. Got plenty of mana to do whatever he wants, but the ultimate, the Corrosive Skin rather, are slowing them down a lot. And so, he's just regenning up like a monster right now. Not even giving a care to the world. He's gonna be perfectly up for the next fight with his Orchid off cooldown, 14 charges on his Bloodstone. If he dies, his team is completely healed. So he's one of those focused last heroes, or else you heal his entire team. It's like a free mech. Well, not a free mech. You spend 7 charges on it, but here comes the Viper coming in, taking a lot of damage from the Maelstrom on the Bear. Does have Aegis still, so he's not afraid, and the Bear actually could go down to the Lifestealer. One last attack, but it's not going to get it. And in fact, Lifestealer getting caught out. Lifestealer is going to drop. The Shackle beautifully hitting. P. Diddy still has Aegis, but without the Lifestealer, he's going to have to back off. Soul Assumption doing plenty of damage, but PD gonna fall. The vacuum into the Dark Seer's wall, but the vacuum doesn't come out. There it is. Beautiful vacuum catching on 3, and it's just left to the Viper to try to clean up, and that's what he's gonna do. Doing great damage to the Visage. Doing great damage. Levaquin, not a lot of mana. He's gonna be able to ball lightning, but is it gonna be able to get back into the base? Damage all the time. He's gonna fall, and that's a gem on the ground. Viper, beautiful kill out, and he's just gonna clean up the other 2 heroes here. Lone Druid, not doing too much. The buyback though, and there's the kill.
Told you a storm was coming.
So picking up the solo kill out on the Storm Spirit,
Radiant's top tower
but
is
ends
under
up falling. And it looks like Bangarang can TP up. He's gonna try to get on out of there. Not gonna get it though. His ult getting disjointed, or his TP getting disjointed by the Orchid.
Radiant's top
This is
tower
when you always carry a regular TP, when you're a Nature's Prophet. Anyway, he's gonna have his Orchid off as soon as he comes back to life. There was no buyback. I cannot believe I made that mistake. No, he's sitting at 3,000 gold. He's gonna have a Hex really soon, and that Bloodstone gave him almost a free buyback. So just like that, Baymaster's getting a fairly good engagement. Lifestealer getting caught out a little bit because he tried chasing down the bear unsuccessfully. But he's got his Basher up right after this kill. And with a Basher, he's going to be able to take down the bear a little bit easily. Even if he doesn't want to take down the bear. Even heroes like Storm Spirit will be easier to take out. And he picks up the Ultimate Orb. He's getting dangerously close to his Hex. Just like that, though, Nature's Prophet got his Orchid. And as soon as they catch out the Storm Spirit, Nature's Prophet can TP right in. Orchid, Lucky, turn around and fight. Buy out your... You gotta turn around and fight. You gotta wait for the Nature's Prophet to come in. The health up on Lucky, doing plenty of damage, healing up plenty much. Come on. Where's the Nature's Prophet? The Nature's Prophet having to come in, but the bash keeping him back a little bit. Unfortunately, though, Donkey Punch getting stunned out. Where is the Nature's Prophet? If the Nature's Prophet had been there, that'd be a dead Storm Spirit. Unfortunately, though, Donkey Punch gonna fall. Nature's Prophet giving away a little bit. There's not too much communication going there, because they had that fight. Lifestealer should have, from the get-go, turned around and started auto-attacking, reviving some of his health. I'm not sure if, I don't think, Orchid destroys his lifesteal. So get back some of that health that you're losing. He can't do enough to you. Get the, Nature's Prophet to TP in. Once the Nature's Prophet TP's in, I don't think, Storm Spirit quite knew. Lone Druid getting the solo kill out on the Viper. 70 seconds cooldown. Viper also picking up a Orchid. Unfortunately for him, though, that's definitely a mid-tier 1. Nature's Prophet doing his best to split push out and punish this group up in mid. Against the Lone Druid, though, it's not effective, as we see this tower start melting that Lone Druid. And in fact, that's going to be the tier 3 in only a couple of seconds. Bangarang can TP right back if he wants to. But he's going to go in. No, he's going to back off. Going to go ahead and TP on. And the... Could have done the bottom lane. Nope. Looks like Quappa Pop sees that there's a push in on the bottom lane. And they're not going to do it. And it looks like Nature's Prophet, instead of pushing it top, it's going to go ahead and jungle.
Of the wood.
Smart move, because the Lone Druid teleporting right onto the top lane. Everyone's in the bottom lane for the jungle, so Nature's Prophet should know about this. Yep. So right, Doom the only one that destroys the feast. So again, I mean, I'm beating a dead horse with this, but turn around and fight. Get that Nature's Prophet TPing in, and then with the Storm Spirit that is technically alone, if you get the Orchid right off on the Storm Spirit before he TP's on out, then that Storm Spirit's dead. And that's a kill that they really want, because, I mean, Storm Spirit's coming right back. He's got 17 charges on his Bloodstone, of course, but Even though he's coming right back, that's less charge on his Bloodstone, less mana regen he has, and he's sitting at 41 right now. And they're going to go in on into the Roche Pit. Right, and he's not even going for BKB. He thinks he doesn't even need to go for BKB, but there are 2 Orchids out. They're not going to go for Roshan, so they're going to bait the Roshan. So the next fight is probably going to happen right around here. And right now, I'm thinking Quappa Pop can take it. It's still in Baymaster's favor in terms of gold, but XP is heavily in Quappa Pop. And the only reason the gold's in there in Baymaster's favor is Bangarang with that Hand of Midas, Viper with 13 and 4, and Lifestealer, who's getting a few getting some good farm. The ping's out. They see the Treants. No. I don't know. I don't know what the pings were for. Nature's Prophet doing his best. He's out of the fight. But he can TP in at any given time. So I'm picturing the next big fight. It's gonna happen around here. Unfortunately, no! Quappa Pop. It looks like Baitmasters have disjointed a little bit. And Nature's Prophet getting himself out in a very bad position here. He's going to go ahead and invis. There is no gem. There is a gem on Storm Spirit. If he predicts this right, he could take out the Nature's Prophet. But he does not go ahead. And instead, picks up his Scythe of Ice. A great pickup for him. And that's going to make him just that much stronger in these 1v1 games. Now, Lifestealer can't turn around and fight like a man. Familiar, 100 free gold to P. Diddy. And they're going to go ahead, take this lonely action, go for Roshan, but he's not going out fast enough. And there is a ward out. So Radiant know. Quappa Pop know exactly what's going on. And again, the tension brews. The tinderbox of Dota 2 right now happening between Baitmasters and Quappa Pop. And here goes Levaquin trying to initiate in. He finds P. Diddy, the Hex, and then the Fiend's Grip just barely missing, getting disjointed out. But it looks like P. Diddy taking way too much damage. He's going to fall here to the bear. Beautiful vacuum in. Levaquin going to fall down. He's going to deny himself, though, with the Bloodstone. And Locke going to infest, try to do as much as he can. Going to try to back away. Doing beautiful armlet toggling and is actually able to take out the bear. Stand in, Rick. One up tower. Is it going to take him out? It does! It looks like Nature's Prophet getting a bit too hasty. The Lone Druid does have a gem. And there goes Bangarang. 60 seconds out. Was a bit overzealous here. 2 gems. No, rather, Nature's Storm Spirit gave the gem to the Lone Druid. Actually, Lone Druid picked up the gem. Wow. Things I'm not noticing here. Lone Druid did pick up the gem from right here when it was dropped when Storm Spirit denied himself. And denying himself in and of itself was absolutely huge. Because I'm pretty sure if he hadn't, then a lot more would have died than just the Windrunner and then the Visage. And Storm Spirit not really too upset about wasting his charges there. He's still got 13 left, only a 300-second cooldown on that deny. And it doesn't look like Dire is going to go. They might be going for Roshan again. They're going to smoke in P. Diddy and Locke alone. I don't think Quappa and Pop are going to see this one coming. Well, they wouldn't if they actually saw Baitmasters on the map. But Levaquin sitting right outside the Roche Pit, getting flying vision of everything. They see that they're in there. And Levaquin getting caught out of position a little bit. One Orchid and he's done. But he gets it. He TP's right on out. It looks like Locke is going to go ahead and try to solo in on Roshan. But with that Storm Spirit flying around, I don't think they have much of a chance. And here comes Viper, or Visage. Here comes No, they're able to turn it right around, getting the kill on the Visage. The Orchid down on Levaquin, doing plenty of damage to him. He's going down. He does go down. Gem dropping again. P. taking a lot of damage from the bear, but he's going to be able to get away. Shackle not catching. Arthur Dane in a lot of trouble, but he's going to walk away. The bear not getting the entangle. Hawk sitting out ahead in the TP out from P. Diddy. Going to get him out. Bane going to follow the Donkey Punch and Bangarang. But Hawk going to find a secured return kill. And it looks like the entangle out on Bangarang. They're trying to do what they can, but Hawk getting a double kill here, and is going to find Donkey Punch if they can catch up. No, the entangle does not hit. The Shackle, though, doesn't get the line. Hawk making the best out of a bad situation. And Storm Spirit taking a fall in that fight. We see how the Orchid absolutely doing wonders, and we saw just how much. In fact, he took so much damage, and the sheer fact that he took a lot just meant that once that Orchid wore off, he couldn't get away. He couldn't turn around because the damage amp just came right in. And I'd like to also point out just the amount of work that the Pipe of Insight's doing. But both teams fully up, and Sunfire Storm getting caught out again. And the Bash and the Ice Path, he's going to have to buy back. Hawk getting his bear up. One Shackle. The Entangle. Beautiful. Catching both Arthur Dane and Locke, but they're turning around the Ice Path. Off target. The stun does come out on the bear. And the Vaquin sitting back behind the Entangle out on Locke. He's most certainly going to fall right here. He needs an invest, but doesn't quite get it. And the Vaquin getting open wounds up. Bangarang taking an Orchid, but Levaquin gonna fall again! And this time with a 50-second cooldown. No buyback, and all the Beat Masters is here. They're gonna turn it around. They're gonna take out Sunfire Storm. They're gonna turn around and try to take out Hawk. He's dropping fast. He entangle out on Arthur Dane, but it isn't enough. He's gonna go down right here. No, the stun, but he does fall. Triple kill out for our P. Diddy. As Bait Masters take it 29-30 at 44 minutes. And after several attempts, they're going to get Roshan. No, they're going to turn it around and try to get Rax. Windrunner, though, picking up a Hex of her own. So much action here. This fight is sitting on a knife edge. XP is in Quappa Pop, and we're seeing how Gold is just bringing Bait Masters up where they need to be, and they get first Rax. And there goes Darkseer picking up an Aghanims. There's still one down for Quappa Pop. And they're not feeling comfortable. P. Diddy does have Aegis. And Locke taking a Fiend's Grip to the face. Locke is going to fall. P. Diddy's still alive, but he does have Aegis. So if anyone were to be in this fight, it'd be him. In fact, Storm Spirit's sitting low. Wait, no, P. Diddy doesn't have Aegis. They never actually took Roshan. What am I talking about? They should have taken Roshan. They do get the mid-max racks down, though. I sure feel bad for whoever isn't watching this game. So much action out on either team. So many fights. So many Aghanim Scepter. Let's take a look here. We see an Aghanim Scepter out on P. Diddy. And an Aghanim Scepter out on Donkey Punch. So I'm surprised it was the only Aghanim Scepter out. I thought there would be more. I guess there aren't many other Aghanim Scepter heroes to get on. I'm disappointed. And we'll take a look. Let's get all the XP per minutes, gold per minutes out in one swoop. And we see, looks like Radiant. The XP per minutes are higher, but the gold per minutes are severely lacking. And Roshan does go. Viper picks it up, and now he can be as aggressive as he wants. He's got his Eagle Song. Once he picks up that Butterfly, he's going to be absolutely unstoppable. Lone Druid, though, only hero that can really do a lot versus him. And it looks like, I gotta say, Storm Spirit falling off of his perch without the Nyx bombs. He isn't as strong as Sunfire Storm. Getting caught out again, but the Nightmare keeping him out just a little bit longer. There is a Fiend's Grip to use up. and he's gonna turn around and use it right on Locky. There's nothing to disjoint it right now. Except for the vacuum, beautifully catching. The wall catches, doing plenty of damage to the Bane. Bane gonna fall, and it looks like Storm Spirit taking a lot of damage here. No bash out though. Be unlucky. Wants the bash instead. Turns it around. They want the racks. The ice path catching him out on the tail end. And it looks like they're gonna turn around. Get the racks. P. Diddy wants the Visage, but is not gonna get it. And bottom rack's gonna fall. Meanwhile, Bangarang taking out the top on his own. So wall the distractions coming out. P. Diddy distracting with the Aegis. It looks like all of them are rotating top in the GG being called. Baymasters take the series 1-1. After being down a little bit in the mid game, are coming back right back up and taking a commanding performance. P. Diddy gonna fall right on again, but it isn't gonna matter. Mega Creeps, the GGs have been called. Guys, Chicago Ted casting this 47-minute, 32-31 knife edge game. Finally gonna fall. Just reminding best of twos, guys, you're listening again to Chicago Ted with Statsman Sir Rabbit Koala dropping the facts. Guys, stick around for the post-game interview with our very own Quap on Pop Levaquin coming up right on after this.